Everybody ready? We good? We good? We good? Does Sharonda ever pop off? No? That's fine. All right. All right. Good evening, everyone. I call the school board meeting to order at 6:03 p.m. Verification of public notice. Meeting has been publicly noticed. Verification of a quorum. We have 5 members in attendance this evening. Approval of the agenda. Would someone like to make a motion to approve the agenda as presented? Make the motion to approve. Thank you very much, Ms. Robinson. Motion has been made. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Ashley. Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? Can you see none? All in favor, raise hand and or aye. Any opposed? Here you see none. Motion carries unanimously 5-0. And the reading of our vision statement is to provide a rigorous education that empowers our students to confidently navigate in our ever-changing world. And our mission statement is through the lens of excellence, equity, and engagement. We are dedicated to empowering every student with the essential skills to build a foundation for lifelong learning. All right, let's go on to our district administrators report. Oh, before I get started with that, tonight is our public meeting. So anyone wishing to be heard in the gallery and or online, please state your name and your Brown Deer address, and you will have 3 minutes, and it will be an item that is on our agenda this evening, and it is a statement and not a question. Okay, so again, if you'd like to be heard, your name and Brown Deer address, and you'll have 3 minutes, and it is a statement, not a question, and it has to reference something that's on our agenda this evening. All right, so with that being said, Dr. Kai.
Thank you so much, Dr. Peter. Good evening, board. The 25-26 school year has come to an end, but not without several activities of engagement for our students and staff for the school district of Brown Deer. At Brown Deer Elementary on Wednesday, June 3rd, our youngest learners, our former 4K students, participated in a completion ceremony to cap off a year full of learning and growing. Thank you to all of our 4K staff for acknowledging the accomplishments of our students. We look forward to seeing these students next year as kindergartners. On Thursday, June 4th, the administration celebrated the end of a successful school year with an end-of-year cookout for staff. Your favorite summer grilling items like hot dogs, hamburgers, brats, and chicken were with several delicious side dishes were served. It was truly the perfect way to give a heartfelt thank you to a staff for a job well done. On Monday, June 8th, the elementary school hosted 2 sessions for incoming 4K parents to meet their child's teacher and learn more about our 4K program and school. We look forward to serving these students in the fall. On June 9th, our former kindergarten students participated in a completion ceremony in their honor. The students sang songs regarding all the learning they participated in during the school year, how they were looking forward to first grade, and then as each student's name was called, they had their picture taken as they crossed the bridge. Literally, there was a little bridge. It was the cutest thing ever. From kindergarten to symbolize moving from kindergarten to first grade. Special shout out to the kindergarten team for a wonderful ceremony. And finally, we celebrated our former 5th graders in the completion ceremony on Wednesday, June 10th. Students provided 5th grade reflections for the year, and the teaching staff shared words of wisdom as they moved from elementary into middle school. Finally, certificates of completion were provided by each classroom teacher. Students also got the opportunity to meet Mrs. Washington, the middle school principal, who attended the ceremony with me. Thank you, staff, for a wonderfully organized ceremony. At the middle school, on June 3rd, members of the middle school staff held an academic night for parents. The staff shared grade level learning expectations with parents for the upcoming year in the areas of reading and math. This event was held to strengthen the bond between home and school, as well as provide information regarding student learning that occurs in school. On Friday, June 5th, our former 8th graders turned the page of their middle school chapter. Over 100 students participated in the completion ceremony that included a performance by our middle school choir students. Several students were received recognition and received a $100 scholarship for their excellence in science, art, and writing. And finally, a class trip to the state capitol. Our completing 8th graders were able to take a class trip to Madison, Wisconsin, as a way to celebrate the completion of their academic milestone. Students were able to stay overnight in one of the university's dorms and took in sights all around the campus. We extend our heartfelt congratulations to our students and look forward to seeing them in high school next year. And at our high school, our track and field teams performed at the WIA sectional meet Friday, May 29th, and shared some exciting news heading into the state tournament. Our boys track and field team put on an elite performance, finishing overall as the sectional runners-up with 53 points, just 3 points shy of bringing home the first place team plaque, which I understand was a homestand.
Yeah, let's see. And you turn around and take 1,600 students compared to that. Yeah.
To over there for. Thanks to the incredible efforts, we have a large group of boys who have officially qualified for the WI State track meet, and they were Michael Isoka in the 200-meter dash, Cole Lejean in the 110 meter high hurdles and pole vault, Isaiah McIntosh for triple jump, the 4x100 relay, meter relay, which included Cole Lejean, Jaden Ragland, Jeremiah Thomas, Jaden Craig Colley, Michael Soka, and Caden Lee. And the 4x200 meter relay, Cole Lejean, Jaden Ragland, Jeremiah Thomas, Jaden Craig Colley, Michael Soka, and Makai White. I also want to highlight our girls track athletes, Haley Lewis, Taylor Reed, Demi Ignoni, and Samaya Moore. They competed in both the 4x100 and the 4x200 meter relays and left absolutely everything they had on the track. While they came up just a little bit short for qualifying for state, their efforts are outstanding and they represented our district with immense pride and grit. We are incredibly proud of all of our student athletes and coaches, and we'll keep you updated on as they progress. And I just wanted to thank Coach Green for leading those students in that triumphant, for us to come in sectional runners up is just fantastic. And just a shout out
Check out the state.
Coach Green. On Saturday, the district held a beautiful graduation ceremony and welcomed 125 former seniors into our alumni club. Thank you to the high school administration, staff, students, parents, and community members for attending the ceremony that was outstanding. And this year, our graduating seniors earned over $2.3 million in scholarships. We wish our graduating seniors continued success in all of their endeavors and know that whatever path they choose, they are ready, they are prepared, and they will make us proud. And finally, for the district held an emergency practice drill at all 3 buildings on Wednesday, June 3rd. The practice drill was successful and each building leader debriefed with staff to address any outstanding concerns. On June 11th, our annual Years of Service Award ceremony was held. All staff members were provided a hot breakfast to thank them for a year of outstanding service to students. We also recognized staff members who completed their 5th, 10th, and 15th years of service in the district. We didn't have any retirees and we didn't have anybody with that we know of. We congratulate all staff members who have achieved these milestones and thank them for their unwavering support and guidance to the students we serve. Summer cleaning is underway in all of our buildings. Locker cleanouts, scrubbing and waxing of floors, walls, classrooms, and attending to deferred maintenance items are currently occurring. Special shout out to our facilities team that promised me that they would have all the work completed by August 14th, and that's right before New Teachers Week opens up. Summer session opened just yesterday in all buildings. We still have seats available for 4K students who finished that grade during the school year. So if you completed 4K, we still have seats available for you because we're doing rising so that you would be getting a little insight into what kindergarten is going to look like. And if there's anyone who's listening, please contact the district office for enrollment for those students. We still are taking students. We are excited to announce we have received a girls flag football grant from the best NFL team around, the Green Bay Packers.
All right.
The grant totals $5,000. That includes equipment and expenses associated with starting the intramural program. The games will be placed on Thursdays and will run for 5 weeks. And recruitment will begin as soon as the school year starts. And I really want to thank a member of the Superintendent's Council, London Randall, who advocated for this, and then we were able to make it come come full circle because we have a number of girls, I understand, that want flag football. So we're able to do it for the upcoming school year. And then finally, I would just like to thank the students, the staff, parents, administration, and the Board of Education for an incredible year. It is my honor to serve as your superintendent. And that is the end of my report.
Oh, I do want to add a couple of things real quick or whatever. Our boys, 4x2, Division 2, won state.
Oh, they did?
Yep. And broke the freaking record. Yep.
So that would be that 4x2 team. I'm
Wow.
just gonna give them just another shout out.
Is that Ragnar?
That's
Is that the Ragnar?
Yep, that's the relay team of Cole Lejean, Jaden Ragland, Jeremiah Thomas, Jaden Craig Colley, Michael Isoka, and Michael White. Thank you so much. You make us proud.
Mr. Gregory raised his hand. Do you want to call?
Oh.
Yeah, you'll have it all.
Correction, I think we won the 4x1 and came in second in the 4x2. We set the state and meet record and school record in the 4x1.
Hold on.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we
4x2.
broke the school record in the 4x2 and
Amen. Second.
came in second in that. And it was Jaden Ragland's first year ever running track. So the young man now plans on running track in college next year as well, in addition to playing basketball.
Nice. Nice. That's why.
That's like basketball, didn't
Yeah,
He's a basketball player.
for the past 4 years, and we finally got him to go off a track.
Yep.
he? He was like, oh, I can't.
All we needed was this for
Yeah.
That's
So I wanted to make sure when you were saying it and you were doing that part, I thought you were saving it for the end. But yeah, I wanted to go ahead because at the graduation, right before the graduation, I talked to Coach Green and he was like, Dr. Beadle, he was like, man, we got a 4x1 that might be able to take it. I was like, there ain't no way they beating that group of when Zach and them won. I was like, ain't nobody. He was like, I'm telling you. And I was like, okay. And what happened? They turned around, not only won that joke, but broke the state record. Little brown deer.
all right.
There it is.
We,
Love it.
we,
No, we were
Hey.
we were in 2.
A,
No, we're Division 2.
2.
Division 2. Yeah. So yeah, so when you turn around, you think about it like that, and you got schools with 4,000 students and stuff like that. You turn around and you take this right
Here
here,
we come.
and there it is. And then you start talking about this 2.3 million that we didn't get, whatever we received, and our seniors graduating
Mhm.
or whatever. I mean, I don't even really know what to say or whatever have you. You think about small and mighty. Well, here it is, right here. Period. Point blank. All right. Any questions for Dr. Cotton? The only thing I had was a comment was thank you so much for an excellent school year. You and your administrative team, the teachers, support staff, custodial staff, everybody made the 25-26 school year a remarkable school year. Thanks so much for the leadership, all the accomplishments that we were able to do, both whether it was academic, whether it was athletic, intramurals, everything that we did. You started to think about your forensics and again, all over the board. When you're talking about a well-rounded education and well-rounded activities for a school this size and to win so many awards and place in so many different things or whatever have you, not just sports, because that's what Brown Deer is known for, not just sports, but for all of those educational activities and things of that nature and what we're doing. I mean, it's just phenomenal. And I just wanted to say on behalf of the board, thank you, Dr. Cotton, you and your team and the whole staff of Brown Deer and the parents and all the rest of our stakeholders for an excellent school year for our babies. For our babies, our students, that thank them for having a wonderful year, and we look forward to even having a bigger and better year next year. So
I appreciate that. The staff does.
very hard. We don't do what we do and all the rest of those different things unless the staff do theirs or whatever have you. And then also for me as board president to the rest of the board members, some of these things don't happen unless without all of the hard work that you guys do. People don't understand how much time and effort it takes to sit on this board. People think that people just come to 2 meetings and just go on about their business. They don't understand all the rest of the hard work, the agonization over certain questions, the certain things that we've got to do. But I can sit here and say with a straight face that everything that we do is always for the betterment of our staff. And we've never turned down anything when it came to our babies. And being able to have them be able to, for exposure and be able to participate and do any of those different things. As a board, I can say for the last 10 years I've been on the board, we've never done that or whatever. And I don't think that we ever will, because that's the reason why we're all here, period, point blank. All right. So thank you, board. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you, fam. All right.
All right.
Hey, I'm all right. Even though I forgot myself in the whole thing and stuff, so I got it. Yeah. Miss Farrington is on. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. She got it.
Said she got it.
Okay. All right. So now, any other questions for Dr. Cotton? I'm so sorry. All right. Thank you, Dr. Cotton. Our next item is our public comments. That is where individuals, you can say your name, your Brown Deer address, and what your comment in relationship to an item that we have on our board agenda. Is there anyone wishing to be heard? Is there anybody in the gallery? And is there anyone online that would like to be heard? I'll give it 30 seconds. Glad about this wonderful weather that we having right now. Only thing I'm upset about while I was gone, I was in Memphis, that's why I missed the other meeting. But all of the rain that happened, I was like, ooh. Yeah, on coming back, and it was rain here too.
Yeah.
And I forgot to put my cushions in.
That's what you upset about right now?
They're expensive. I was pricing them today. Expensive.
You ain't upset about 34.9? That ain't. Number 34, number 9, that ain't bothering you.
31st row fits. Oh, no, that ain't bother me at all. Man, please, I'm happy. Okay, again, this is off the record, but again,
No, you on the record.
oh, well, I'm on the record. It needs to happen. And the haul that we received, you've got 4 players, 3 of them that are going to start next year on this roster. First round draft pick, number 13. And this right here is going, which is a deep, deep draft. And you're going to have that plus 3 first round draft picks and a second round draft pick for Giannis and for Bobby Portis. $73 million going out the door, only $43 million in salaries coming in the door. So you just saved $30 million and you got the future back or whatever, because now you got draft picks that you didn't have. And you bring in Tyler Hero back now again. But now the thing with Hero is, that's Milwaukee guy.
This is public
That's
comments.
what Giannis public comments.
Oh, dang, I was just doing it for the 30 seconds for the thing. I'm sorry. All right. Oh, so there's one listen to be heard. I got on my soapbox. I'm sorry. All right. Come in.
He's a word just a little bit.
All right. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, y'all. Okay. All right. So now, with someone make a motion for our consent agenda, please.
I motion to approve the consent agenda, including the minutes of the May 2026 special board meeting, May 2026 regular board meeting, the schedule of voucher payments via check, ACH, and wire transfers in the amount of $1,674,933.66, and the general checking account and the food service account, including funds 10, 21, 27, 39, 46, 50, 73, and 80, and the June 23rd, 2026 school safety drill update as presented.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Welch. A motion has been made. Do we have a second? Second. Thank you. Thank you very much. Ms. Robinson, all right, we have a motion and a second with any discussion.
I do have one discussion point. So Dr. Cotton, you said that you all did the emergency drill on June 3rd.
We did a hold drill on that day, all 3 buildings. So we did a hold, which required us to clean out, make sure our kids were in the space. And that's what we did for that day to meet the income compliance, which you had asked us before.
Okay.
3 buildings, third.
June
not
3rd.
June 23rd. It's this June 23rd, right?
Where?
In the motion.
Oh, no. It was June 3rd. That was Wednesday, June 3rd at 2. I'll tell you what day.
So then the one thing I'll say then is that report needs to be updated because it still only shows that you've done one.
Okay. We do, and I kind of know why, it probably does, because I don't have my facilities guys is here and not, because we would give those over to Mr. Russ when he was here so that he could file them, because there's a report that goes with them. There's a documented report, and I'm the holder of those, so that's on me. Because each building reports, just, they hold a debrief afterwards, and that's what they put in, where they were, if there was anything that was found in the drill itself, then they send that to me. So look at that.
Okay.
All right.
Need to correct that.
We have just with the corrections. All right, so the motion has been made with corrections. It was seconded by motion was made by Ms. Welch, seconded by Ms. Robinson with corrections. Any other discussion? You see that all in favor will raise hand and or aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously, 6-0, because
Director Farrington.
I'm here.
All right, you
Aye.
approve?
Yes,
Okay,
thank you.
All right, 6-0. All right, thank you very much. All right, let's go on to item 5, business office report. Mr. Paul.
Good evening, board.
Good evening, sir.
Item for our business office report. I'll start with the second one first. District insurance coverage. I did have a meeting with Gallagher this morning. And got our renewal rates. Those will be in the report later during this meeting. And then WRS compliance audit. So our agent, we switched who our representative is with WRS. They found some things that I guess we couldn't explain to them. So they did a review of 2025 and found that there were some practices that we had that weren't done correctly since 2016. They issued a packet of corrective actions along with training for Lafonia, Gina, and I. We have now, as of 6/16, completed all corrective actions.
All right.
And all our things. I don't anticipate any more compliance issues from here on out. However, we will be assessed a fee for the reporting errors that were identified. I'll keep you updated on what those are, as Lafonia is still kind of unraveling those with WRS.
And this is since 2016.
They're understanding things that have been done.
But we've gotten clean.
Yeah, I think the way that Kevin and Nancy worked, I think he kind of made things sound like what she was looking to hear. And so she just kind of, okay, sounds good. But after reviewing, they determined there's some things that we just need to clean up.
Okay, Trina, you had something that you wanted to
Yeah,
add?
so I wanted to add that initially with the WRS processing, which is a pension system that we use to enroll in sort of pension hires and retirement annuitants.
Yeah.
That system kind of tumbled over and, due to turnover. So we had, I don't know if you guys remember Mr. Sirik.
Yeah.
He started and he didn't have any training with it. Kevin started after that. He didn't have any training. Suru ended up leaving at moment's notice, if you guys remember her, for payroll, over to Antoinette Napper, when she assumed the payroll position. She didn't have any training either. So ultimately, I just want to say that the team struggled with training. And so I don't know, maybe about 6 months ago, Clinton, I reached out to the Wisconsin Retirement System and requested that we get another client service rep that would provide us with our team with the training necessary to process pensions accurately and effectively. And so we're pretty much on the right track now that we've got the client's review. We've all done some e-learnings, which teaches us how to correctly enroll annuitants and new hires and take them out of the system. So this is all more of a training issue that came along with turnover. I just wanted to kind of add that and explain that is the reason why the audit was ignited through the Wisconsin Retirement System.
Okay. All right. Ms. Robinson, you got a question?
She actually just answered. I just wanted to know what the system was.
Yeah. And so we have completed the compliance review and cured all of their requests, and we're still working through some, fine tuning some of the requests and tasks that they asked us to complete. And I do want to add that I really am happy that they have offered this e-learning for the team. That's something that we never had in the past. I think the one person out of the team that was brave enough to take a stab at it that never had done this before was me when I started, because we were kind of working at a table with one leg. And so now we're all up and running, and we should be able to have a good year going forward.
I would like
2016, its efficiencies were, prior to my arrival, but again, that's neither here nor there, but we are on the right track at this time.
Yeah, all three of them have, Quentin, Trina, and Lasonia been doing double time trying to make sure that all of those reports got cleared up. So it's last year, just openly recognize all of their efforts in order to make sure that we came out clean with that.
Did AC just turn on?
It's on.
Yeah, it just blew. Yeah, I could feel the cold.
Yeah. When,
We gotta get that.
when I
Please.
sneezed was when they came to me. So.
I'm just looking at.
That was good. All right, we good. All right, thank you very much. Any other questions for Mr. Paul? Right. All right, is that your business office report?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you very much. All right, let's go on to item B, approval of new hires. Ms. Jackson.
So at this.
All right, thank you very much.
But we
All right.
have a lot of stuff in progress.
We do have a lot of things in progress, yes. So we have some interviews that are coming back right now, and people are reviewing virtual one-way interviews with Spark Time, which is going really well. So yeah, we do have some wheels turning right now, so we should have something to report at the next board.
And do we have, I know at the last meeting, I think we were at around 60% of our staff had signed for the upcoming year. Was it 60, between 60 and 70% already had signed or whatever?
Yes.
Are we still in that same range, Ms. Jackson, Mr. Paul, or has that number increased?
Go ahead. Yeah, we have 6 teachers that have remained unsigned.
Mhm.
We reached out to them today, and they should have it signed by the end of the day tomorrow.
Okay.
Did you say 6?
Mhm.
Okay.
That's it?
Yep.
That was it? Ms. Jackson, is it 6?
I'm gonna defer to Mr. Paul for that.
Hey, because the number sounds so good, I wanted to hear a second on that one. All right, so cool. And if so, or whatever have you, I mean, we're definitely ahead of where we were last year. So appreciate the work, Ms. Jackson, that you're doing and stuff. Mr. Paul, all right, you guys keep it up. All right, so we have our resignations. Ms. Jackson.
Tonight, I have 3 resignations to report. First, starting with Jasmine Crane from the elementary school. It's a 5th grade teacher, submitted her resignation on June 10th of 2026. The reason for the resignation, she has a new opportunity. Her last day of employment was June 11th of 2026 after 10 years of service. We also have Deborah Andolino from the elementary school as an instructional coach. Resignation was submitted on June 2nd, 2026. The reason for the resignation is new opportunity as well. Last day of employment was June 11th, 2026 after 2 years of service. Then we have Mr. Taylor McDaniel from the high school as an instructional coach. Resignation was submitted on June 15th of 2026. The reason is a new opportunity. The last day of employment would have been June 11th of 2026 after 3 years of employment. That concludes my list of resignations for today.
Okay, all right. So with that being said, would someone like to make a motion to approve the resignations?
So move.
No, I think you need to read it.
Yeah. Oh, duh. My turn. Okay. Oh, no.
5C.
Supposed to be
5C.
Okay. Motion to approve the resignation of Jasmina Crane as elementary school 5th grade teacher, Deborah Andolino as elementary school instructional coach, and Taylor McDaniel as a high school instructional coach, effective June 11th, 2026.
All right. All right, we have a motion for resignations. Do we have a second?
A second.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Welch. Our motion has been made and seconded. All in favor will raise hand and or aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And seeing none, motion carries 6-0. And as always, Ms. Farrington.
Sorry, y'all, I am here.
All right, I just need you to either raise your hand or just say aye or yay or nay. Okay, please, as we continue to move forward. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes,
All right,
yes.
thank you. All right, so motion carries 6-0. And as we always say to our individuals that are leaving us, hey, once a Falcon, always a Falcon. Thank you so much for your service. We wish you much luck and success in your future endeavors. And if you ever decide you want to come on back home, doors open. All right. Yes, Ms. Jackson.
I wanted to talk, just kind of address, I remember, Ms. Rep, right? Yeah, yes.
Welch.
Welch, I'm sorry, Ms. Welch. I remember you had made the suggestion that you would like, that we should take into consideration that we do the exit interviews in person. So I just wanted to follow up with you, let you know that there were a few that I did do.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, let's go on to our next item is the treasury report. Mr. Paul.
Right. So I apologize. I should have an executive summary now. I'm thinking of it, and I will next time so that I can put some notes on it. But I did provide the treasury report. I know we have some individual categories over. However, for the most part, I've been focusing on the total of each object roll up for 100s, 200s, benefits. So far, everything has been tracking just about exactly where we were last year. The only thing I can see that has been over is Fund 27. We've had some higher expenses, and I will talk to Ms. Ramos, but I believe those are because of higher needs students and more students with special needs. Other than that, if you look at the last page, we are 66.61 spent compared to last year where we were 66.65%.
So, okay, so you said that the Fund 27 is because of higher needs, but like these are huge numbers.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we have, I know we have one student that came back to the district that has had over $100,000 of services needs that they need. So, and we have to provide those so that they can get free and appropriate education.
Again, services are not cheap, but we also want to make sure that all of our students, whatever they need, we try to give them whatever it is that they need. And by law, that is what we've got to do. And regardless of whatever the price tag is, it is what it is.
So for that student that was 100,000, we only got what, 40,000 from the state?
Hopefully.
Yeah, I don't even think it'll be 40 just because of the ratios that they're doing and everything and stuff. So,
well, and it's some sufficient. No, it's some certain. So it's if everyone wants to take out of that pot altogether, all the districts, it may not get to 42%, which is I think what we're quoted at.
Yeah.
However, I do not believe that we have filed high cost special education claims in the previous years. And I have been working with Ms. Ramos to track these costs so that we can prove which students are incurring them, so that we can put in for a high cost reimbursement next year for this year's expenses.
That's good.
yeah, definitely. Because again, if we look at it from the standpoint right now, I don't even think we'd get 40 right now. I think it'd probably be closer to like 33, about 33,000 right now. Reimbursement, and it costs 100 and stuff. So, $67,000 extra per student or whatever. And that's just not the only student. But again, that student right there kind of falls into the higher category that, those are also things that people need to understand and realize within this budget. There's other costs. There's all kind of things that go into these budgets. There's all kind of costs that go into it that if you're not part of this process and you see the budget and understand it, then you don't know. Or whatever and stuff. So yeah, that's one of them. That's $67,000. Now you turn around and if we've got 3 or 4 or more individuals that potentially could be around in those even half of that number, now you're talking about $200,000 out of a budget that would have come out of operations that we're not getting reimbursed back for. And with that, and we already have a negative budget. That also adds to it. So again, I just want to be able to put that out there so that put it on the record so that everybody understands kind of where we're at sometimes from a financial picture. It's not all apples to apples and oranges to oranges. Yeah. All right.
I get back. Feel that.
Anything else, Mr. Paul? Anybody else have any other questions, any line items that have actually kind of piqued their interest and want an explanation for? Because again, these are the things that the more questions that we have in relationship to that and the certain items, the public also understands as well too, where some of these dollars are going from a financial standpoint and from this budget, and that they have a greater understanding of kind of what it's taking to operate a budget and operate a district. Say it again.
Well over $1 million that we overspent.
Okay. Well, just sending a kid to Richardson School is $9,000 a year.
And we get, was it 12.5?
Per pupil,
Yeah, per pupil.
but that doesn't include the special ed.
Right, no.
We get extra dollars for special.
Right, we get extra dollars for that, but again, it's still at that token, it's not at that rate. It's not at that rate, so again, you know, there's another potentially $60,000 that, you know what I'm saying, that cost on top of everything else or whatever. So again, that special education, that was the reason why it was such a line item in the governor's proposed budget that was shot down to increase the dollar amount to districts for special education, because the model that they have in place does not fit the reality of today. And what this is costing the school districts in extra dollars in order to be able to do this without the extra revenue coming in.
Students do we have that are that have special needs? How many?
Right, but again, Mr. Paul, if you couldn't work with Ms. Ramos to kind of figure out what that number is and potentially what the impact to the budget that has that the dollar amount that we're not being reimbursed and what is costing us under our regular budget and what we're not being reimbursed in relationship to special ed.
Sure.
Or special needs.
And let us be clear that we are not trying to, we just want to get a handle on the cost.
Yep.
But we're going to provide
We're gonna do it.
all of our
We're going to do it.
students.
Yeah, most definitely. We're going, I started that out in the very beginning. We're gonna do whatever we need to do. And it's by law what's doing. I think really what I'm trying to iterate is to the community costs associated to the district that are going part of this negative budget that we haven't approved, and dollars that we're not being able to being reimbursed for, but we're doing the best interest for all of our students.
Absolutely.
And that's the part right there, whatever, again, trying to compare apples to apples, oranges to oranges, it doesn't work within these budgets sometime or whatever. And if you're not privy to it or understand it, you wouldn't know. And, you know, you would probably have a different thought process, like how you guys end up in a negative budget or whatever. Well, we've got to do what we've got to do for our students, period, point blank. So, yeah. All right. That the end of your report, Mr. Paul?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm set a mouthful, didn't I? All right. Let's go on to item E, approval of the 26-27 district insurance coverages.
Okay, it's me again. So, Gallagher Risk Management Services, which is our general insurance consultant, has completed our annual review and RFP for various kinds of insurance coverage that we hold. We had two options for renewal, Wright Specialty Insurance we have now, and Liberty Mutual both submitted bids. Wright Specialty Insurance bid package was roughly an $11,000 increase from our 26 total. Liberty Mutual gave us a much more competitive bid that came in under what we would spent this year.
Liberty.
That's right. When we were talking about it, I kept Liberty Bibbery in my head.
Yeah.
Humble and say.
For the package pricing, our property insurance decreased by 33%, while the district's valuation has increased from 125 million to slightly over 126 million. And all of these numbers are for the Liberty Mutual insurance option they gave us. The other portion of the package price, inland marine general liability, had slight decreases, bringing the decrease of that total package to 6.7. As mentioned at previous meetings, we have been anticipating being forced back into the Wisconsin Workers' Compensation Insurance Pool. With our mod rate jumping from 2.19 to 2.29, Gallagher was able to get Hartford to take on our coverage. And we'll see our rates increase 11.5% to $211,000 for our workers' comp. I think in our last meeting, mentioned that we had done a mod rate analysis, and if we have a year like we had this year, we should be down to 1.89 next year. Our educator liability rates decreased 4%, and our $5 million umbrella policy was increased to a $7 million under the Liberty renewal. That saw the 15% decrease in that rate for the umbrella. Positively, our cyber insurance and crime insurance remained flat, and we saw a slight decrease in our automobile premium as well. So overall, the decrease in insurance costs will be about 4.43% for a total of $394,160. Below that, I put in each different line of insurance, what it costs this year compared to what it'll cost next. And that shows we're going to go from $411,632 in cost this year to $394,160 for next year's insurance coverage.
Great job.
We'll take it.
The administration would like to recommend the following: approval of the property, inland marine, crime, general liability, educator legal liability, automotive, and umbrella insurance coverage renewals with Liberty Mutual. The equipment breakdown insurance renewal with Hartford Steam Boiler Inspection and Insurance Company. The cyber liability insurance renewal with underwriters at Lloyd's London, and the workers' comp insurance coverage through the Hartford for the 26-27 school years presented.
So compensation is through the Hartford, not Liberty Mutual.
Correct.
All right. With that being said, would someone like to make a motion?
So, yeah, I will make a motion to approve everything. The property island, marine, crime, general liability, educator, legal liability, automotive and umbrella insurance coverage renewals with Liberty Mutual, the equipment breakdown insurance renewal with Hartford Steam Boiler Inspection and Insurance Company, the cyber liability insurance renewal with underwriters at Lloyd's London, and the workers' compensation insurance coverage through Liberty Mutual Hartford. I'm sorry, Heartland, Hartford. Yeah. You know, that's right.
Liberty Mutual should say Hartford. That's all.
Oh, through the Hartford, for the 2026-2027 school year as presented. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Ms. Ashley. A motion has been made. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Baker. Motion made. Second. Any further discussion? You can see none. All in favor, raise hand and/or aye.
Aye.
All right. Any opposed? Hearing seen none. Motion carries unanimously, 6-0. Good work trying to go through that Quinn, Ms. Jackson as well. Good job, good job, good job. Anytime we can go down, we'll take any savings that we can.
Stay cool.
All right. Good job. All right. All right, let's go on to our next item is our 26-27 preliminary budget. Mr. Paul.
Sir, okay. So this budget is preliminary. It's very preliminary at this point. As we've talked about multiple times, the fiscal cliff is here. As we've noted that we've had adopted a $1.3 million deficit budget for 26. And likely to adopt a deficit budget for 27 for the time being. Between inflation and job market pressure, increased salaries, fewer applicants, it's continued to be difficult to keep staffing costs fluid or consistent. We also are thinking the district property taxes are projected to decrease this year in financial year 27. We are projecting our headcount to be reduced to 1613. That's down.
Paul, is that including our open enrollment increases?
It does. Headcount is butts and seats. So in the fall, we're estimating that 1613 will be the number of kids we have in our seats. We're also projecting that our membership will be 1689 in the fall, giving us a 3-year average of 1,708 students. Revenue from open enrollment, we added 55 new open enrollment seats for a total of 151. That should net us a revenue of close to $1.68 million. This year we had 255 students enrolled out. 39 of those are special ed, and that cost was $2.6 million. As of May, we currently have 136 students who have applied for open enrollment out during the regular window. And that's keeping in mind that MPS sometimes does their applications and allows things later on than what our parameters are set at. The net expense for financial year 27 will be determined on the final enrollment numbers in September.
The third count Friday. Okay.
Open enrollment, I have the charts on page 7 that show the 151 pupils in and 234 going out.
Say it again, I'm sorry.
Sure. On page 7, we have our open enrollment in and our open enrollment out charts that show for 26-27, we're projecting 151 students in and 234 out. Looking at our revenue limit projection, we're expecting our total revenue limit with exemptions to be $25,025,967, which is up a little bit from last year. Talk about the, let's see. Okay, the equalization aid. So the way that that number is arrived at is between taxes and your equalization aid. We are projecting equalization aid to increase $1,338,000 next year, which is why our property taxes are projected to decrease. With that decrease in property taxes, it would be recommended that we use Fund 39 to keep our levy steady and defease any debt. Yep. Move to page 11. We are projecting our revenue to be $28,703,817. Notes for that revenue would include the cell tower lease that we have for our tower in the back by the baseball field. Open enrollment, as we talked about earlier, we have a per pupil category aid. Other state revenue reduced due to elimination of mental health supports and educator effectiveness grant. Aids through CISA include Parkinson Title III, federal Title VIII allotments for financial year 27, and carryover is still to be determined as we come to an end this year and close out our books. And other federal aid includes medical or Medicaid administrative claiming and our COPS grant. Fund 10 expenses, we're estimating at $29,525,403. To get to that number, we increased our salaries by 3.75% with that approved 2026-27 agreement with the BDEA. 3% reduction in health insurance premiums and a 4.7 increase in our dental premium equivalent. I did denote the positions that ESSER had supported that we continue to have, which would be 3 SEL specialists, 2 health room aides, and 1 building sub. We also, from ESSER, still have the Strive 365 and the security personnel.
So you're saying, so we don't have the ESSER funds, and so we
Are still carrying the expenses.
Yep.
Okay, and do we know out of where we're gonna slap those expenses under which fund are you gonna get them?
Out of fund 10.
Yeah,
Which is
and our general operation.
Okay.
And then remember, Ms. Ashley, we had that conversation a couple board meetings ago in relationship to, we know that the ESSER dollars were going away. but we needed that personnel to continue to move forward in everything that we're doing, whether that's for social emotional or for academic or just, you know, just safety standpoints or whatever have you. So as a board, remember, we approved saying that, you know what, we're going to be able to keep those positions because those positions are much needed. In the trajectory that we're going, the district is going for academics and social emotional and safety. Can't put a price tag on it or whatever stuff. So remember, as a board, we said, yeah, we wanted to continue to do that regardless whether or not we had extra dollars or not.
And I'm wondering, I know like in, comes I'm gonna put on my nonprofit hat, like, just actively looking for funds to try to offset some of those costs, right? Like, yeah, just putting that out there.
Some other grants or
And,
something.
yeah, and then we've got well, we are going to get a new governor,
Right.
some way, somehow. Yeah, soon, right? And maybe there becomes possibility for new dollars to be, but you know, it's pie in the sky. Like,
Also, one of those other items that we turn around and we work with our local officials to be able to let them know what the need is
right.
and potentially let us know about some opportunities, some funding opportunities that may be there. We've gotten requests from some of our elected officials that have Brown Deer as part of their governance area or whatever to sit down and meet or whatever to find out what are our needs and what are our wants and what can they do to be able to help us. So again, you know, we are definitely going to utilize those avenues, trying to be able to increase some revenue come into the district. Ain't that right, Ms. Bacon?
Absolutely.
There it is, straight from the treasurer. All right.
So then we're gonna go over Fund 27, Special Education. The total revenue we are estimating to go up 163,304. And you'll notice the transfer from Fund 10, we are estimating to go down 447,454. The transfer from Fund 10 is how we support our special education from our general operational budget. And that is banking on the 45% that the legislature has promised that we should be getting to for reimbursement.
Fingers crossed.
We also have an estimation that 163,304 will go up in the total expenses. And that's salary and then transportation and other areas as well. So overall, our Fund 10 operational fund balance. So we are looking at a deficit right now of $821,586 for the 26-27 school year.
Bake sale. No, I'm just kidding.
Our next conversations are getting me.
In order for us to make something that's gonna cover that, it ain't gonna work in our face.
Again, you know what? We will work through it, and we always find a way, some shape, form, or fashion. And this is when our community comes into play. All right. Any questions? None? Okay. Good job then, Mr. Paul, in relationship to explanation. So if we don't have any questions,
I
just
just know what to say.
Dr. Vito, may I just wanted
Yes,
to, we got a number for the total number. I think there was Director Macon had a question there, 287 special education students in the district. The numbers from
287?
287. That number's from Eric. Thank you.
Like almost 8%.
Well, I think I do have another question about the, you have the title, which is, what's Title 1, 2, and 3, or just Title 1? And
1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, Title 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah.
Wow. And then I lost it. There are two, IDEA and COPS. If we could just, not at this meeting, another meeting, just get an idea as to how many students are receiving funding for those programs. Just. Thank you.
So deficit 821,586 so far, what you see. Well, no, I was talking to Mr. Paul. that's what the deficit budget is right now is 821,586 for the upcoming year. Now it gets interesting. All right.
It could be worse.
It's coming. All right. So with that being said, any other questions? If not, someone like to make a motion?
I will motion to approve the 26-27 preliminary budget as presented.
All right. Thank you very much, Ms. Robinson. Motion made. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Macon. Any further discussion? You see that all in favor, raise hand and or aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? You see that motion carries unanimously 6-0. All right, let's go to our next item. Discussion of potential approval of the CEP program. Mr. Paul.
DPI has identified the district as one that qualifies to participate in the CEP program, part of the school nutrition. CEP allows high poverty schools and districts to serve breakfast and lunch at no cost to all enrolled students without collecting household applications. Families are determined to be eligible for free and reduced meals through a household application process or through direct certification. Calculation to qualify for CEP is based only on direct certification, not those that qualify through household applications. Once the district enters the CEP program, they remain eligible for 4 years before the number of identified students would need to be recalculated. CEP eligibility report in Skyward as of April 1st indicates that 46.52% of the elementary school and 41.18% of the middle high school have been identified, which combined into a district percentage of 43.55%. That percentage is down from last year when the ISP was 50.49%.
So we're down to 43%.
Yes, sir. There are a number of considerations for the board that they must examine before deciding whether or not to enter the program. Program revenue will likely be less under CEP. So federal reimbursements will change due to the elimination of the reduced price category, and student sales revenue will be eliminated as well. Using the price estimator tool from DPI, we anticipate a revenue loss of about $5,100 per month, or about $50,000 roughly for the lunch program. The loss from the breakfast program would be about $300 per month or $3,000 per year. And that's because we already offer that free to our students. Food service utility costs may have to remain in Fund 10. So last year we had our food service utility costs come out of Fund 10 and get transferred to Fund 50. We used Data Wrangler, who has put in meters on our electrical and identified our ovens and all of the equipment that they use. Those measure the electricity, and at the end of the month, we get a report from them. We take the money that we paid out of Fund 10 for those portion of the bills and put that into Fund 50 and charge Fund 50 for it. If we do CEP, we'll be reducing our fund balance because we won't be making a profit on our program. So we may have to take the utility costs out of Fund 50 and leave them in Fund 10. Challenges can come in identifying low-income students going forward. With free meals being provided to all families, it would likely reduce the number who file free and reduced applications with the district. The district would not have the necessary data to reduce or waive school fees for some families, and in addition, the district's overall free and reduced rate could be underreported, which can have a financial impact in areas like title funding. CEP would likely eliminate large negative family account balances. Board policy directs the district to never turn away students from receiving a reimbursable meal on a daily basis. This can cause students who eat regularly but are identified as not economically disadvantaged to build up a large negative balance. Under CEP, only a la carte items would be charged, and the district has a policy to deny purchases when balances reach negative $25. There's potential changes in federal funding. With numerous changes going on at the federal level related to K-12 funding and an appetite to reduce overall spending, it is possible that the program could be altered or eliminated in the near future. Speaking from the experience of COVID-19 pandemic, it's very challenging navigating family expectations when meals go from free to paid. A worst case scenario would be to enter the CEP program for 1 year and then have to revert back to paid meals due to federal changes. And then whether or not CEP is a good fit for Brown Deere, the question for the board is whether or not the decision to enter CEP is a net positive for the district and our community. As part of the shared information, you'll see that list that I had with all the districts that participated in 24-25. most of the districts being in large cities or rural areas. Only suburban districts included Cudahy and West Dallas. The board will need to decide tonight whether they want to participate in the program. This paperwork must be submitted by June 30th.
So visit this again.
Oh, wait, stop, okay. This is going to be one of those ones where we're gonna have some discussion and everything else like that. We pretty much know what we almost have to do or whatever have you, but I want everybody to understand the financial impact that this is going to have as we continue to be able to move forward. So, Ms. Macon.
I'd like to hear some other discussion from the rest of you guys, given everything that Quentin Fall has indicated. I don't think that I've really moved away from my premise from last time. However, I'm up for discussion. So I don't know, I mean, you want a decision tonight?
We got to, this is our last board meeting, we have to file by the 30th.
So I have a question for you, Quentin. You said worst case scenario is that we do it for a year and have to go back. Why is that a worst case scenario?
Just the shock that it'll bring families from going from their kids being free to have their kid building $20 a week just on meals that they got free the previous year. So it's messaging to the parents and the families and then getting them over the fact that we decided actually to pull out of the program before the second year.
I thought it goes for 4 years.
And we're eligible for 4 years. And it's at the ISP rate of that 45% that we were identified as. So that rate won't change regardless for at least 4 years.
So basically, we would, if we started to assess it over the year and realize that we're just losing way too much money, then we would have the option of.
Well, okay, so the other part of this whole thing is this, all right, right now, we're talking about an 800 and, what was my number? 821, 586. But we also know if everybody were able to look at their notes, we would lose 309,000 in revenue from lunch, and I couldn't remember what the number is for breakfast. So let's just say it's 20,000 or whatever. So right now we could be possibly be talking about no, you got to read through. You're talking, so we could potentially be talking about $340,000 that you put in revenue in this budget right now. That's a negative 821,586. But that's with adding in the money that we received from the lunch program and the breakfast reimbursement, right? So we're talking about, again, if you look at the notes, is it 300 and what is it, Quentin? 300 and was it 311 or 309?
Two. What you looking at?
He's looking at.
305. So you're talking about the local revenue.
Right, the local revenue money, and that the local revenue is the money from people paying for lunch.
Kids paying.
305 for lunch and breakfast was what again?
I thought you said 53,000 for both of them.
305,474 for
Lunch.
lunch, and then breakfast was.
Can you say it would be, for the year, it would be 53,000? When you added them both up?
If you add them both up, it came out to
Should be like three.
I thought you said 50 and then 3,000.
In your executive summary, it said
That's where she's
Which
coming
would
from.
be
the
50,000.
305.
Yeah, I want you to double check that because again, the other notes that we have is 305 for the lunch.
50,000 and then 3,000.
Yeah, that's what you said. So 53,000.
Okay, but no, but again, now let's look at the total picture though.
And that's federal reimbursement.
That's the federal reimbursement. That's that's what we lose from the feds giving us that money, not what we lose from revenue from the people that pay, the students that pay. All right, so there's a difference. That's why when you said that number, I was like, oh, let me go ahead and make sure that I let everybody know now. Wait a minute, that's just from the Fed part of it. Now the local revenue is from students that pay. All right, which is about 57% of our students pay for lunch. Right, so we've got 305 from lunch program, and I can't. What was the number for breakfast? I can't remember what the number is for breakfast.
I can't see this.
So breakfast revenue currently 186,550. If we move over to COP, it'll be 183,880.
About a loss of $3,000.
All right, so again, so you take that, put it all together, we're talking about $308,000 in lost revenue. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, and which is money that we have in this budget of this negative budget of 800 plus 821. So you also got to take that number and put that into this number now. That's why when people were saying, oh yeah, we can't get no more, oh yes, it can. All right. So now we talk about this, right? And again, not to be a stickler, but $821,000 deficit, add in another 300 and change or whatever.
3,000.
Yeah. So again, those are things that we've got to recognize as we move forward with this budget. What is the threshold for to be eligible for this program?
I think you have over 25%.
All right, so we got over 25%. So we're definitely over that number. Now, again, when we start to look at the financial piece of this, that's what we lose. So I want everybody to know in the community that we already had a negative budget that we were doing. And if we do the free and reduced lunch and we do this free program, the other revenue that we're losing in relationship to that. So I just want everybody to know when we get ready to do this and we do this vote and understanding the financial repercussions of this as well too. All right. So again, it's not all pie in the sky. It's going to cost you something. Like last year, the reason why we didn't go, because we didn't have enough information. We got this stuff. We didn't know all of everything that was going on and what all it was going to cost us. Well, now this year, we know what these numbers really are or whatever. And so again.
So another piece that I want to consider on the flip side of this conversation is the amount of unpaid balances that we have for the year. That's not a small number. I didn't even think that's what that number was. Because to know that we have almost $150,000 in unpaid lunch for the year.
Well, if you don't mind, it's 150,000 cumulative because, like, let's say we have a student in 11th grade who has a $3,000 balance. They've been carrying that since kindergarten.
Yeah. So this is over. This is accumulated. This is going over to where the reason why we came up with the program last year is people with certain balance or whatever have you, we send it over to a collection agency for us to be able to be reimbursed for it. You also got individuals that know that we're not going to stop feeding their kid because they don't pay their balance. And so they just say, forget it, I'm going to do this or whatever until you make me have to pay it or my child gets ready to graduate. All right. And if they graduate, then, the balance just kind of goes. Now, what the beauty of that other program that we implemented last year is now we can send somebody after them to be able to pay their balance, or at least tell us why. Because we've always said, if you can't do this, have a conversation with us. We'll try to work something out with you. All right. Just don't say I'm not going to pay, knowing that we're going to make sure that your child eats. Now, when my son actually went here before, if you had that balance or whatever have you, they didn't turn you away, but you just got a cheese sandwich or something like that. That's what you got for lunch. All right. But now we make sure that they still get the full whatever, the a la carte, whatever it is that they want with this balance or whatever and stuff. So this is where the rubber meets the road. So some people last year were saying like, oh, we shouldn't do that and send collection agency. Well, that's $150,000. All right. So again, we need to do what we need to do. And it's not like we never told anybody. And that was part of the whole discussion last year when we didn't do it. If you've got a problem, contact us. Let us know. We'll work with you. We'll work with you.
Yeah, so I go back and forth because it says that we have a policy to deny purchases when the balance reaches negative 25.
Yeah, that's for just
File a cart.
You still get your lunch.
You still get lunch. You just think we do your I'm happy to shake
Pick
on
up
the
chips
side.
and juice,
and all the rest of
quick
that stuff.
roll up, just
Yeah.
willy-nilly. We stopped at $25,
But they still get lunch
but they always
and
get
breakfast.
lunch.
And we're never going to turn away a student from having lunch and breakfast, regardless.
So my point that I was gonna make with that statement is that if that's the case, how do we have so many students that are over $100? But
My assumption, is after COVID, not all of the families took note of the fact that meals are now
Meals.
costing you again. I've had parents call that said that they didn't receive notifications. We have a phone service that'll call them every day and say, hey, your student's, below this balance, you need to add money. Feel like there may be some people that block that number. They don't get those calls no more.
Oh, they might have blocked the number, but it sure comes because I used to get them
All the time.
all the time.
Yes. All right, Miss Ashley.
I just have a question, and that is to the point of uncollected balances. Is there such a way where, when they get to earn the diploma that before they can
Had a bill. We didn't check it out.
clear their chart of accounts?
Yeah, just like college.
Right, like.
we do have something like that, right, Dr. Kyle?
The kids are given like a passport that they have to go around and get everything checked out when they are in this, like for meal services, because we had to do this with a couple of families this year. We have like what we call a promissory note. We take so much, it's a
25%.
25% of their balance upfront in order for us to allow the child to participate in graduation. And then you're signing this note with us saying that you are agreeing to pay a certain amount every month until it is paid out. And then if you do not, then you are subjecting yourself to go on moving forward with collections. So either way it goes, we're going to recoup the monies that have not been paid up front.
So what's the process of moving to collection for the other students then, if they're not graduating?
Sure. So this year I sent out notices to anyone with over a $500 balance that said you need to come in and set up a payment plan. I don't mind if it's, if your student's in 5th grade and he's got a $400 balance, if you want to pay me $20 a month and now you're on free and reduced, so you're not getting charged for your meals. Whatever we need to do to start making an effort towards, taking care of their balances.
But it all just comes to a head in the 12th grade year.
Yeah, it's time to graduate. It's almost like when you go to college or whatever, you got to get all of your signatures and stuff. I had to turn around and come up with, what was it? It was like 74 cents or something like that for a library thing. And I actually had to come up, pay the 74 cents to pay for this library thing in order for them to sign my thing for me to be able to walk.
You knew better, Carrie.
Hey man, look, I was just trying to get through. But yeah, so any other questions for Quentin in relationship to this budget piece or whatever? Because I really want everybody to really understand the financial implications of this in relationship to it, but then also what we would probably be best for our students as well too, or whatever, particularly in the route that we're getting ready to go in relationship to referendum. All right.
I feel like you did a good job of kind of laying out the pros and cons on what you presented. I think too, what I heard last year from the community was how much they really wanted this program.
Yeah.
Right, and that's where if we're still polling individual board members, I heard those board members. We can always say, we heard you, but it's gonna come at a cost. We will make sure that all those students get fed. Now, I was on the opposite side, but I heard our constituents, I heard our residents about their feelings on this program. Thank you for laying it all out. I think we just don't make it really clear when we start to really kind of promote and amp up our messaging on this referendum. We did take in consideration, your feelings and what you wanted.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah. I think that we also will want to make sure that we're stating that this is adding Absolutely. To the deficit.
I think
Oh, and that we should also share that if we pass this, that we try it it's a 1 year thing, and the board will have to reassess to determine if it will happen again for the next year. It shouldn't just be free lunch from now, like,
Yep, nope.
we'd want to be out there like that, for sure.
And on top of that, again, it's a federal program. And so we also know potentially what can happen with any of our federal programs as we speak or whatever, and letting our parents know if we do go this route, that who knows? With the way everything is right now, this could be gone when September comes around. To be like, you know what, well, just in case, we're letting you know that this at any time, this program potentially could go away. And we might have to implement back to you having to pay for lunch.
This program is pending federal funding.
Okay, so was it December that we paid everybody's lunch?
November, December.
Okay, November and December. Was there any feedback from the community at that particular time? Was it favorable or they just?
Everybody, I didn't get anything.
The only thing they said when it passed was about time they did something. Right. I'm glad they did something.
Right.
That was it.
That's it. We didn't get not one thank you for understanding where we're at right now. And we know that, thank you for understanding that, hey, these times are rough right now on everybody. And then the district figured out a way to pay for lunch to be able to, hey, we understand and we know. And the district be able to pay for lunch, from November, December, because we don't know who was receiving what or whatever have you, and were things being cut off for them or whatever have you. And I didn't get anything saying thank you, appreciate it, looking out for us, anything. Did anybody get anything?
We didn't get anything. They went to the social streets to say, but they didn't reach out though.
All right. So again, just, this is that part that we always want the community to know, like, hey, we try to do the best for everybody. And if there was something that's a little negative or whatever, everybody's got something to say, but they're on the positive.
This thing where I'm looking at, where we're supposed to get this property tax benefit or whatever, this relief, right? And then at the same time, the government is taking back money. So it's kind of like,
Don't know what the fans are gonna do.
right. So I see that the same to a certain extent. It's like, okay, are you playing games because now you're telling us we're getting this tax break, but then you're taking away more money. So it really kind of evens out, right? Follow me, because I know I'm trying. Okay. So with that same situation, it's almost like, okay, you're giving them something and then, and then it could be taken away. So I just think that, because we're gonna come into a referendum or whatever. I don't have a problem with giving them something though, like people were saying they have issue with, we're gonna get this tax break, but we're also gonna have a referendum or whatever. I wish there were some way for us to equalize things out and have everything, so we wouldn't have to make decisions, but we do. And given that we are going to go into referendum, and we do have a number of people who are struggling to pay, and others who cannot pay, who are under that federal government anyway. What is that, like 60%? Well, 43%, you said, right? 43%.
43% are qualified for free and reduced lunch. So I don't know, I wish I knew what the number was the reduced part.
Right, for the 60. But what is it for the 60%?
60, I'm sorry.
Okay, 40 and
43%
60, 40 and 60, right.
And that's
60%. Right, almost 60%
Yeah.
pay.
Which is why we're gonna lose so much.
Yep.
I get that, but we also going to a referendum. So that's why I'm saying this.
Right. I mean, again, it's one of those. It's one of those.
That don't mean that's gonna happen.
Right, for real, because you know what? We could turn around and say we do this program and we lose the $300,000+ in revenue. and we go out for the referendum and we don't get the referendum. Now, again, on top of everything else, now the following year, we are going to have to turn around and again, that 3.75% that we make sure that we give our staff for raises and cost of living increases and understanding potentially that any of the insurance things could turn around and go up. We still got to eat that with the same dollar amount pretty much that we have right now, because the increase is not going to be coming from the state in relationship to per pupil. It's not changing at all and stuff. So we're going to have to deal with what we have and everything like that again. So again, this is where we are going to have to really look at this thing. And I wish that it was one of these things where when we do the referendum, it could be in April or something like that, to where we would it just kick back in again.
Yes.
To where we would know, but we don't know. And we're at this $800,000+ negative. Plus now we turn around and we do this, which probably might be a good idea. But again, at the same token, from a financial standpoint, you put all this together, that we don't get the referendum, and we already know each year is going to be a minimum of how much is Quentin every year. We're probably when we do this referendum, we ask for the operation, we're going to be like 2 million short. All right, just to be able to balance a budget. And if we don't do it, and if we don't get it, and everything else that we've kind of got going on or whatever have you, we're going to have a whole bunch of different discussions. See, because the other thing too is we're a suburban school district and everybody wants everything and whatever have you, but we don't have the tax base as some of our other suburban neighbors in order to be able to charge and be able to do this, but we still want to be able to give our students a 5-star education. Well, you can't give a 5-star education on a 2-star budget.
So I have this question for you. When can our food service balance cover the deficit at least for this next year?
Yeah, I think our fund balance right now is at $800,000. So I had projected about a $275,000 loss operating it. So we would have room to absorb that in plus.
So again, and thinking about it from there, you turn around and then we do that. It's kind of like how we did. That's where we took the money from when we gave out the free lunch and breakfast for November, December. That's where we pulled that money from or whatever to be able to do that. So, so now if we do turn around and we do that, you take probably half of the budget from that or whatever, and you turn around and do it. It's just, this is one of those things when you're a board member right now or whatever, and you know all the rest of this information, and we get these decisions that we get ready to make, which is this is going to be a huge one for us, because think about where we're at right now and wanting to be able to do what's best for our students and for our families and being able to look out as much as possible. But there is a cost to it. And we got to hope and pray that these same individuals, if we do turn around and we say yes to this, are going to be the same individuals that are going to be out there when it comes time to vote for a referendum, that there's going to be the same people that are going to be out there fighting for us in order for us to be able to get this. Because if we don't, we know where we're at. Yeah. And so what kind of discussion will we be having next year if that turns around and that happens? All right. So again, this is one of the bad things about the relationship to decisions that we've got to make and where we're getting ready to try to go with certain things and being able to do it. Now, each board member, you vote and you think about it and you voted on your conscience or whatever have you. And I know we all got a conscience and we all, we want these baby, we want kids to eat, period, point blank. All right.
I wish you would have had that on survey. Question on the survey.
You want your kids to eat free.
Right.
Yeah.
Want to feed the babies.
Yeah.
Because the ones who are most likely vote this program down are also the ones who will most likely vote down the referendum.
Yep.
Because they don't have a vested interest.
Sure don't.
But I will optimistically bring the data that was presented at our last meeting. in terms of those voters and who participated in the survey. And thank you very much if you're listening for your participation, because we heard you, right? And I get it. This is really, really, really not a nice position to be in as a board member right now. But again, I just go back to the fact that, you know, when this thing got presented the first time and it didn't go, we did hear, and I'm sorry we didn't get the thank yous when we paid for the lunch in November, right? But I'm still hearing those voices from prior to the passage of, you know, allowing them to have lunch.
I hope it was the same ones and somebody got the balance.
Right, yes. So,
So
I
again,
mean, I know that, yeah, it sounds bad that, you know, we're increasing our deficit as a district. Right, but because we're feeding the babies, but at the same time, we want to go down saying that we do, and we heard you, and we are going to feed your babies.
we feed them regardless.
Regardless.
So 57% actually pay, 43 are free and reduced. So
Yeah.
definitely far cry from the number that was presented to us last year, which was a false number, actually.
Good. Those were not good.
Right.
These are very good.
Yeah.
I appreciate you doing your due diligence. But, you know, brain work. I got all your stuff on here.
So she
Thank
pulled
you.
it off.
I was reading while driving.
Oh, gee.
I wasn't driving, she was driving. I was reading while she was driving. Let me clarify. Let me clarify.
You know, it's way more hard. You appreciate your
So, okay, so again, are there any other questions or whatever have you? I mean, this is one of these ones where, you know, I wish it was a different time or whatever have you. And I guess my last part that I will turn around and say is that, and we've been talking about referendum and everything a little bit or whatever, because it plays into this. It's the only reason we can even bring it up, all right? Because it plays into this. But how do you turn around and ask people for money and you didn't give them opportunity to save money?
Sure.
You know, in a meeting that I was in earlier today, it seems like the issue was more or less some of the social services that we provide as a school. We provide so many social services to the community, and a lot of people feel like those are things that should be absorbed by households. You know, all of the SEL stuff, all of the, you know, some of those extra services that we have. When kids act out or whatever their social emotional issues are. And so, I don't know, I mean.
How do you get a family to turn around and pay for something like that or whatever having? They already got some issues going on. So again, those are two.
Those services enable us to have a more successful school environment.
Right.
So,
But even though we don't get the extra funding for it.
Right. Yeah.
But we still do what we need to do. That's all part of that budget. That's the reason why I was so adamant about individuals understanding there's more that goes into the budget that's sitting right there on that paper. There are things that go into those categories. The reason why those numbers are what they are. So you're just looking at it on a piece of paper. You're like, oh, well, this right here is one of those decisions to what's going to end up on a piece of paper under a line item that ends up being the negative line item, and people looking at it like, well, what's this all about?
but
So we're good though.
Yeah, hungry kids can't learn either.
yeah,
Correct.
if the food service balance can cover it at least for a year to see how this works out. No, we gotta use that money for food stuff anyway. So.
Right. Dr. Cotton also had a plan on some stuff or whatever have you in relationship to what we would potentially could do for some programmatic stuff or whatever have you. But again, it is what it is right now. The biggest issues is going to be is everybody willing to to sign off on this right here or whatever. Like I said, it's gonna be kind of hard for us to not do this and then turn around and ask people for money, you know, for referenda or whatever have you, and we didn't turn around and we did not be able to provide this free program, even though it's gonna cost us.
Is there a way to change the menu and the lunches are even cheaper?
No, it don't work that way.
Okay, let me tell you why. Because I lived in St. Louis and they had Vital lunches. And Vital lunches were an apple, some peanut butter and something, whatever it was, oh, you did that too?
How long ago was that, man?
Oh,
All right, so yeah, let's stay 2026.
okay. But I'm just thinking to change the lunches in some way so that it's, I don't know.
You gotta remember, you got the federal guidelines for the lunch. You got the federal regs, and that's the reason why we have that's the reason why we have the food service program that we do, because they have to do that. Now, I do understand, and again, I was just making light of it. I do understand banging, there were things or whatever have you to where stuff like that happened, but now we can't do that. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah,
So we're giving the minimum of what needs to be given.
saying some minimum.
We're not giving
Just
them
saying at least.
Well, you have no choice. It's the law.
Federal guidelines. I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Federal guidelines.
Yep, I'm going to say, okay. So, all right. Would someone like to make a motion to approve entering into the CEP food service program for the 26-27 school year?
I'll motion to approve entering into the community eligibility provision or CEP for food services for the 26-27 school year.
All right, a motion has been made. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any other discussion? Hearing seen that, all in favor, raise hand and/or aye.
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 All right. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries unanimously 6-0. So we will try this program out for 1 year. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, so let's be clear. With the messaging, this is 1 year trial,
1 year. And we
pending federal
we
approval.
will reassess.
But
Feds continue to support it.
Yeah. And be prepared just in case if the money does not come before September and they end the program, then we are going to, you know, if the program were to end abruptly.
yeah, and we said, have we put out anything about our free summer lunch yet?
Yeah, this has already been out. Yeah.
Let's
been
put
everywhere.
anything in socials.
Katie, have you put anything on? Not in socials, it's been on the website, for a while, but we can do social media.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then we're open site.
there's emails going out to parents, but we needed to hit more than parents. We
What
need
else we
people,
needed?
we want people to know what we're doing, right?
Kids, anyone under 18.
Right, because we're open lunch.
There's
Open lunch and breakfast.
signage that's all up and down the street, but we still.
Yep.
Yeah.
Remember whoever we're gonna hit. Because have you missed the weekly tracker?
No
Deadline. Okay, so maybe we hit the
Yeah.
weekly tracker for, and it'll go that way because anything that we do is just gonna.
And I think it did hit the we gotta make sure that it goes on to the Brown Deer, the village newsletter.
That's
So-
the tracker,
yeah.
that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, all
I
right,
was asking for this week and we haven't missed the deadline. I think
Right.
it's tomorrow.
okay,
So
perfect.
The tracker and
All right.
social media.
All right, so let's go on to our next item is did we already do that? All right, okay, our next item is approval of the 26-27 employment agreements, Ms. Jackson. Huh?
is that Mr. Paul?
Mr. Ball?
Sure. Yeah. So we have 5 contracts for the
Wait, okay. I know, I see it's the next item, but this.
Rebecca.
Yeah.
Those individuals.
Kinsella, Williamson,
Mhm.
and Clark.
Oh, employment contract. I'm sitting there thinking about new employees or whatever. I was like, didn't we already do that? All right, so but again, this is just for the
For the contract.
okay, contract renewals. Okay, all right.
Yeah, so we have 5 individuals that are on 1-year contracts, and we have reissued or are looking to reissue those contracts with a 3.75% salary increase. We just need to get board approval so that we can get their signature and make sure we lock them up for next year.
All right, this is all for the 26-27 school year. So whoever makes the motion just gotta just make one more motion to approve the employment agreement of the name. Do we need to put down what the title piece is? Because if we do, then we got to read it all.
But it still be one motion.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you have to read the whole thing.
Do I say with the 3.75?
No, you gotta leave that out. Leave that out. No.
Dr. Beto, I'd like the motion to approve the employment agreement for Eric Jeffrey as a network administrator for the 26-27 school year. Also a motion to.
Got it. You don't have to do that. Just need a motion to approve Eric Jeffrey as network administrator,
You only have to-
employment agreement for Pamela Plunk as district accountant, and then at the end, the 26-27 year.
Okay, employment agreement for Pamela Cluck as district accountant for the 20.
Nope.
Okay. Employment agreement for Rebecca Thingsfield as school psychologist, Jennifer Tracy as K-12 reading specialist, and Bethany Williamson as school psychologist, all for each for the 2026-27 school year.
Thank you very much, Ms. Macon. Motion made. Second.
Second.
Hey, thank you, Mrs. Wells. Any other discussion? You can see that all in favor, raise hand and/or aye. Oh, she raised her hand, so I guess that's aye. Yes, you have it. All right. So any opposed? You see that motion carries unanimously 6-0. All right, let's go on to our next item, our facilities, grounds, and safety report. I guess Dr. Cotton, you'll be doing that.
It's me in the absence of Mr. McIntyre. So you do have the executive summary in front of you, and I just wanted to highlight just a couple of things that are here. We have a grounds position that still remains unfilled, but we do have temp workers that are helping to take care of the grounds. We're waiting for our Director of Facilities and Grounds to come on so that they can officially hire for that position. But everything, just want you to know, everything is being taken care of. We added a food rack, was added to the white passenger van at a cost of $813.91. And the track team was the first group of individuals that were able to use it, and they were able to haul equipment to and from the state track meet. There's a lot of work that's going on with our HVAC maintenance this summer. We're performing routine maintenance on all of our air conditioning units. And there are 2 AC units in that field house. There was one that's operable and one that needs repair. And so when you see this cost later on, that is what it's in regards to the 5,300. That's the financial statement. That's to replace that motor. We have one that's working, the 5,300 for the replacement of that. We had to purchase 4 air conditioning units at a cost of $1,400 just to keep the data room cool, so that things didn't go haywire down there. And Kara is very appreciative of that. All right.
There ain't nothing wrong with a little perspiration and wetness and stuff in the IT room. No.
Be able to, would have been able to continue to use their Chromebooks, however, the teachers not. So it would have created a few complications.
Yes.
Just a couple.
Just
Yes.
And then JCI came in and replaced the rooftop air conditioning unit that services that lower data room. And that was at a cost of $8,322.23. We have some concrete work. If you imagine walking into the elementary, the concrete has kind of shifted and it's pointed up, and we've had people kind of stumble, trip and fall. So we're trying to address that so that we don't have anyone that gets injured on the property. So we're in the throes of reviewing proposals so that we can get that work done. And then, as I reported earlier, as in my update, yearly summer cleaning is underway. They have started to dismantle all of the middle school. They're scrubbing, waxing floors, re-putting in furniture. they've already done the lockers. They've cleaned all of those out. They've got caution tape so nobody uses them. So just want you to know the summer cleaning is underway. And as I said before, they promised me an August 14th date. That everything regarding it will be completed. And then lastly, because Facilities and Ground also does safety, the safety report is that hopefully you felt secure at graduation because we did all of the additional safety personnel just to ensure that we have a great. They did an excellent job. And I told Dr. Williams, who owns the company, that his people were phenomenal. They were on point, so it really assisted us in having a really safe and smooth graduation. So that's the end of kind of the facilities update report.
I just have one question about that. As part of like their summer prep and cleaning and everything, are they also sort of assessing the furniture and making sure like what furniture pieces we maybe need to replace, add more of in certain things?
That's what they do. They have like a kind of like a blueprint where they're putting furniture back. But I'll ask that kind of question about, like you're saying, obsolete furniture,
Right.
Yeah.
broken furniture,
furniture.
removing it. I know we walked down there just the other day, Quentin and I think Kate was with us. There's a whole bunch of obsolete furniture dismantled, but I'll ask them, are they doing that too, as they're doing the summer cleanup?
Yeah, but if we do have any of that furniture and stuff that, we call obsolete, but to some of these other schools or whatever, like some neighboring choice schools or whatever, I mean, that would be brand new for them or whatever. So I'd rather not just take it to the dump, see if there's somebody that, schools or whatever, the potential they could utilize it.
I know when I first came, we gave, I believe, some seating, like some chairs, some folding chairs, a way to, I'm not gonna remember who, but I remember that was one of the things.
Let's just make sure that if we are able to do that, let's give it to a school or somebody that really needs it or whatever, rather than just taking it to the dump.
I think a lot of that furniture that sits downstairs is when they were doing the flexible seating in the middle school. That's what's down there, because we removed all of that seating from the hallways and it's kind of sitting.
Yeah, because, well, again, we wanted to have those maker spaces
Yeah.
and stuff. So that way, if we did need to make a classroom or so, our teacher wanted to be able to, move and do some things or whatever, we had those maker spaces to be able to do that. So.
Yeah, I was thinking about the safety piece of it
Yeah.
too, right? Stuff is broken, needs to come out,
Right.
no three-legged chairs.
Yeah.
Unless they were a tripod type chair.
Right.
Yeah. All
Thank
right.
you for that.
Okay. Any other questions for Dr. Cotton or anything else to look into? Oh, I guess my only other piece, Dr. Cotton, is that we get any other traction or anything else was said in relationship to our Little Creek going through and the sewage
I
piece.
haven't gotten anything on the creek beds. Let me,
Yeah.
that's one of the things that I'm gonna update Mr. Kane on when he gets here. That's
Right.
something
Yeah,
we
because
got.
that's one of those things I want to be able to see if we can turn around and nip that in the bud really quick, especially for our constituents across the road to be like, hey, the district did do what we said we were gonna do and everything else like that.
As long as it doesn't rain, we're good.
Yeah, there it is. It's that. So that don't get no better than that. All right. So with that being said, no questions? All right, let's go on to our next item. Our board reports, our SWSA legislative update.
SWSA, again, they're trying to figure out, what verbiage they can use to get out to the community about the referendums, not the referendum, the question on the ballot, regarding the referendum. And so what they're trying to do, a lot of the questions.
Referendum statewide.
Right, the referendum.
Referendum statewide, yeah.
Right, and what they're trying to do is the same thing that we're trying to do, figure out, how we communicate to the community about those extra fees that are being requested, or that are not considered when you're thinking about it. So they were trying to figure out whether or not they were going to talk about the special needs, whether or not they were going to talk about a number of different things that are, that have to be concerned with. So they're grappling with the same issues that we're grappling with. So I guess that was one thing.
About the same thing with the WA, with the WASB, about the same?
Yeah, I just wanted to highlight, I'm sorry, are you finished?
I can add on.
I just wanted to highlight, and it's so funny because I did not plan this, but our conversation earlier kind of led to this. And just talking about, they did a really nice piece talking about staffing versus enrollment, right? Recognizing that public school student enrollment has declined across time, continues to decline. But making the case that, you know, the students that we are serving are often coming to us with greater needs, right? Whether that be SEL needs or special education needs. And that justifies the need for staffing, right? And training for those staff, right? Because they are serving students who are presenting with greater needs. And doing best practices to be able to support those students and help them to be successful. So I just thought that was really something very important that needed to highlight, right? When we talk about justifying numbers and something.
Right.
Wait, I was gonna say, yeah.
So adding on to that, so basically what they're doing is, they've Kathy Olick and somebody else, they're putting together, op-eds. I don't think it was Rainy though, but there are two ladies and they worked on a draft and, op-ed, and they're asking other people to do op-eds to just kind of, so that we're just putting it out, everybody's
What are op-eds?
opinion.
Oh, opinion pieces,
Yeah.
okay, all right. Yeah, I was like, I thought that was some new program, like, wait a minute, what is that?
So they're writing an op-ed. We kind of looked at it today. Everybody kind of looked at it. The pieces that they pulled out were the ones that you were kind of talking. They were like, well, do we put this in or don't we put this in? So, like I said, they're struggling, you know, everybody I think is really struggling in the same way. Another question that they were concerned about is whether they felt like people automatically feel like public education, people who are proponents for public education are Democrats. They're liberals. So that was another issue that they were like, so how do we address this so that we seem that, so that it's not seeming, so that it's bipartisan. So that's another thing that they're thinking about when they're writing these op-eds and when they're drafting things and trying to figure out what's gonna incense people, what's gonna tick people off and what's going to get the support. And so, you know, the people who have been supporting Democrat public education is seen to be Democrats. So that's another issue that they're trying to walk around and try to figure out how to deal with. So like I said, this is really some muddy waters here. Really muddy waters.
Okay, all right. Anything else? Osby, okay. All right, Park and Rec, there was no meeting. And so, the next meeting, I think it's in October.
Oh.
Yeah, I think the next meeting is in October. I mean, not October, I mean, oh, no, August, I'm so sorry.
Are people meeting in August?
I think Park and Rec is, in August, I'm not for sure, whatever Lynn is on that, committee, so. All right, and so with that being said, let's go on. Our next item is our board planning calendar. July 3rd, no schools. 6th, summer school resumes. The 21st, our regular board meeting. 22nd, last day of summer school. 7th, our summer board retreat. The 19th to 21st is new teacher week. The welcome back is the 24th to the 28th. And then 25th is our regular board meet of August. The 27th of August will be our open house and welcome back bash. So,
Question, are we only meeting once in August? I thought that was just July.
I thought it was
I think what you did was you have the retreat.
yes,
So,
the retreat acts as a.
so we're counting that as,
Yeah,
okay.
Yep.
All right, good to know. Let me make sure that's off my calendar.
all right. And so with that, all that being said, would someone like to make a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Did you really save this one for me, Todd?
Well, I didn't know exactly what was going on. We gonna be there, but you know what? The motion is yours.
I would like to make a motion to adjourn.
All right. All right, Ms. Farrington made a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
I'll say.
All right, thank you, Ms. Robinson. Motion made and seconded. All right, all in favor, raise hand and or aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, I'm gonna call this meeting adjourned at 7:52 p.m. Everybody enjoy the remainder of your evening and have an even greater week. Thank you very much.
Thank